back to the regular schedule. Fuck. Back to the finals of the podcast, people. I'm Javon, and this is another match review. Leeds 3, Chelsea 1. And before we get started, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. Now, people, it's the hope that kills you. That was an abysmal performance from Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea traveled to Ellan Road in hopes to kick on against that stellar performance against Arsenal after being down to 10 mil. After being down to 10 mil, looking to kick on, to gather momentum in this title charge, to gather momentum within this title race. I felt a bit hesitant back in the boys, but I'm saying, you know what? If it's either now or never. We're either in the race or not. And surely, one match day later, we are out of the race, losing 3-1 away to Leeds. But before we get started, let's look at Enzo Maresca's starting 11. Let's look at Enzo Maresca's starting lineup, because we shall discuss. So, boom, as you can see on the screen, this is Enzo Maresca's starting lineup. We started with Robert Sanchez in goal, Chalobah at right back, Tosin the fraud at right centre back, Badiashile at left centre back, and Kukurea at left back. Andre Santos partners Enzo Fernandez in midfield, Joe Pedro in the number 10, and we will have words for Joe Pedro as not number 10. Estevao on the right hand side, and Jamie Gittins on the left. Up top, we had the starting striker in Leon Diab. Now that you guys have seen that lineup, let's pick holes in the team. First, because I'm gonna leave the lineup on the screen for this first part. Why are we starting Chalobah at right back? If you're going to have Estevao at the right wing, Chalobah needs to be as the right starting centre back, and we play a natural fullback to give him support and overlap on that right hand side. So that's the first flaw. Secondly, why are we starting Tosin? Why are we starting Tosin? He had one good game all season, and that was against Burnley. Why are we starting Tosin? John Pedro, we'll get to you. There's a lot of things that needs to be answered. But yeah, that was the starting lineup from Enzo Maresca. Where do we start? We start in the first half. Again, as previously mentioned, this was an abysmal performance. Leeds were pressing the living daylights out of the two centre backs. Leeds were comfortably the best teams in the first half. The pressing was on point. Their manager opted to go with a 4-4-2, which is that and played two physical strikers up top, which pinned both centre backs back. So when we had the ball and we were building up from the back, there was no spear centre back because they were both getting pressed. The passing from Badiashile today was off. Tosin positionally today was absolutely horrific. Robert Sanchez, so much so that the build-up play affected Robert Sanchez's gameplay. On the right-hand side, again, Chalobah as a right back when you have Estevao on the right wing is a combination for disaster. That did not bode well. There was no overlap. There was no underlap. And even connecting passes from right back to right wing was not good enough. And that's the biggest question I posed when I saw the starting lineup. Why wasn't Malo Gusto playing? He's not as injury prone as Reece James. I get why you rest Reece James, but why isn't Malo Gusto playing? So Maresca, that's another question mark. Another thing, right? Why are we playing Tosin? You have Joshua Chempong, who could play as a right centre back or a right back better than Tosin this season. You have Chalobah. If you didn't want to include Chalobah in the lineup, you play him in his natural position, which is right centre back. So all of that was a calamity. We were not press resistant at all. So that caused us to fold under the pressure from Leeds. It was just an abysmal performance. I'm so angry. I know I am trying. I'm trying to remember some of the gameplay to give you some fair analysis, but it was just horrendous in the first half. Estevao Willian kicking people. This is what the physicality of the Premier League is going to bring. This is what the physicality of the Premier League is going to bring. It's going to make you frustrated. It's going to as an 18-year-old, he got frustrated. They were on him like a rash. He didn't get much space or much room to dribble. And again, the physicality, got a backup kid. And you can't be losing your head. And that's something that we have to discuss. That is something we definitely have to discuss because Merska needs to get a lid on these players getting too emotional and too angry. Because you could see it was a petulant foul. Borderline could have been a red card. He just ups and kicks the opponent just because he's getting frustrated. And you understand that led into Merska's halftime sub. But we go into halftime, 1-0 down, 1-0 down. You're thinking we could get back into the game. And actually, we're going 2-0 down. What am I talking with such a broad Tanaka? Tanaka with a brilliant goal from outside the box. You know, we lose the first goal to a we lose the first goal to a corner. Um um Carter gets whipped in. Leon Delap loses his man runs around to the to the near post, gets the ball on the near post, flicks it on towards goal. It's 1-0. Second goal comes from a poor giveaway during build up. Tanaka gets the ball and slots it home in the far corner. Um, I'm not really blaming Robert Sanchez on any of the goals. I didn't think Robert Sanchez had his best performance today, but none of the goals, including that last one, was on him. Second half, we're going at halftime 2-0. Changes need to be made. Changes were made. Pedro Neto came on. Pigeonetta scored a goal, and you think the momentum shifted just a bit, but not enough to turn the tides of the game. It's at 2-1. The next goal would have determined the outcome of the game. So if we had gotten the second goal, maybe we could have gotten a draw or even a win. But that didn't happen. Mariska brings on, and I don't fault Mariska for the subs. I'm also fault him for the starting lineup because Malagusta did come on in the second half. Pedroneta came on in the second half. Pedroneta, being the more experience of the two people on the right wing between Esteva and him, he came on, he did well, and he made it. And Pedroneta, Gittins to Pedroneta, across from Gittins, makes it 2-1. We then later on in the half saw the introduction of Cole Palmer and the bringing off of Liam Delap. Liam Delap really didn't do much, but then again, Joe Pedro was even more abysmal. In the first half, Joe Pedro was lost. In the second half, he started to find the ball a bit more, find the passes a bit more, but it was still inconsequential. Palmer, we didn't see much of Palmer, but then he just came back from injury. All in all, this was a very, very, very abysmal game. What I wanted to talk about is that final bit of play. This is why you don't play Tosin. This is why you don't play Tosin. Malagusta wins the ball, calm under pressure, plays the ball back to Tosin. All Tosin had to do was boot it. Why are you letting the ball run across your body in the box, sir? Why are you letting your body run across? Why are you taking the ball run across your body in the box? Robert Sanchez tries to clean it up, tries to hop on it, but I think it was Okafor slid on the ball, went under Sanchez, and Calvert Lewin slots it home. We were playing well defensively before the introduction of Tosin. Leave that man out. Leave him alone. You play Chalaba and Badiashile, or you play Chalaba and Fofana. Leave Tosin out of the starting 11. I don't even want to see him on the bench. If you want a substitute centre back, use a Chempang. Give a chance to a Chempang. Heck, I'll even take Sinjaro Atta again. Everyone plays well in that back line, barring Tosin. And when Tosin plays, the whole integrity and structure of the game, of the team, falters. Listen, I'm not feeling well. It is very frustrating. And now I've got to go get cooked on these panels. Chelsea. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I guess it was that title run. It was a nice title race. You know, nice, good 24, 48 hours. And now we're comfortably out the title race. Yeah. Go on, people. Peace.